You know, the Protestants adopted the same day of worship as the Catholic Church, which was Sunday, but they also adopted the pagan holidays to worship God, which is Christmas and Easter. They didn't come out of that either, the Protestant Reformation. Now, the Saturnalia, which was the Catholic Church, there was this winter festival that celebrated the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice. It was a winter festival called the Saturnalia. It had nothing to do with religion whatsoever. It was a merrymaking, gift swapping, excessive drinking, sort of drunken orgy type of celebration. And the pagans loved it. They really did. I mean, they got into this big time, this Saturnalia festival. And the pagans loved it. And the Catholic Church looked at that festival and said, you know, if we could just give that a religious twist, we could get a lot of converts because so many pagans loved this celebration. Now, the Saturnalia had nothing to do with God, religion, or anything like that. It was pagan to the core. But what the church did, the Catholic Church did, is they took that festival and said, we'll call it Christ's Mass, we'll Christianize it. We'll call it Christ's Mass or Christmas, and we will say that Jesus was born on this day. That's how this pagan celebration of Christmas came in to the world and was adopted as a Christian thing. It's all about Jesus, right? Okay, well, the history of that comes directly from the Catholic Church, how it came to be. Then you have the Easter pagan holiday, which is the goddess Ishtar, the goddess of fertility, with the symbols of the egg, the symbols of the lily. The pagans looked at the lily and thought it looked like sexual intercourse in action or in motion or something. I'm not sure how they looked at that. I need to look at a lily, Easter lily, and all the pagan symbols of the rabbit, the procreation, the process, symbols of life, all of this was added and fit into the resurrection of Jesus Christ. All of these pagan symbols were connected to that. And what's funny is that they didn't even bother to change the name of this pagan holiday, Easter or Ishtar. At least with the Saturnalia, they did change that pagan name to Christ's Mass or Christmas, but this one, they didn't even bother to change the name. They kept its pagan origins of that name, Easter, and connected it up to the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Now, the celebration of these pagan holidays does not bring your children closer to God. If you don't hear anything else, hear these words. These pagan holidays do not bring your children closer to God. You know, I was talking to someone was getting upset at me because I did a video on Halloween should not be in church. And they called me all kinds of bad names and said, you know, you've never been with a child in church and carved out a pumpkin and seen the excitement on their faces as you carve out a pumpkin, you know, in church at Halloween. And I tried to tell her that, you know, your children, while that may be cute right now, your children are going to grow up. They're not going to stay little children. And they're going to grow up and they're going to become teenagers. And teenagers, you know, teenagers are pretty smart. They know when something's authentic or not. And they look at this, Halloween in church. Nothing authentic about that. What's it doing in church? You know, a day that we all celebrate Satan, whatever. Why is that in the church? My parents' religion is a bunch of hogwash. It's not authentic. And so children leave the church when they grow up and become teenagers. Have you ever asked the question, why can't churches keep their kids? Well, I'm telling you why. Because a lot of what is taught in church is a pack of lies. And so we go to the Christmas celebration. Oh, it's so cute. You know, you got your children and all that, and they're getting all this material clutter, you know, stroll around the house. But, I mean, believe me, I used to keep Christmas 40 years ago. When I was 12 years old, my parents tried to put Christ in Christmas. We would sit around the tree and read the Bible before we opened our gifts. But there was a disconnect there. It didn't make, you know, I wanted to open my gifts. I didn't give a rip about how does Jesus fit into this? It didn't make, there was a disconnect there. And so children grow up and they say, my parents lied to me about Santa Claus. They lied to me about reindeer. Maybe I need to check into this Jesus. Maybe they lied to me about that. I think I need to check into that also. Easter, you know, for 40 years I thought a rabbit laid an egg. That's not an egg the thing is laying. So, all this stuff that all these pagan symbols connect it with religion, and it is, and I know you're not going to want to believe this, but it is a stench in the nostrils of God. Listen to this offer and I'll be right back.
What kind of holidays will be kept when Jesus Christ returns to set up His kingdom on this earth? Will the traditional holidays of our society be kept, or will God institute His holy days found in the pages of your Bible? Find the answer to this question by ordering your free magazine entitled 7 Holy Days. The greatest story ever told is found hidden within God's holy days, like a mystery that goes deeper and deeper. So each holy day reveals a deeper understanding about the mysteries of God and what God is doing through mankind. Order by writing to Church of God, Rocky Mount, 27 Brookledge Lane, Rocky Mount, Virginia, 24151. That's Church of God, Rocky Mount, 27 Brookledge Lane, Rocky Mount, Virginia, 24151. Also, check us out on the web at isthatreallyinthebible.com.